Hello and welcome back to another installment of PokeFodder. Today I want to talk about the latest free figure that we received, and actually it's figures, because if you look you will see Rotom, and then we also got another form of Rotom with the most recent Queen's Cup. I didn't really cover the Queen's Cup. In fact, I didn't cover the Queen's Cup at all while I was away. But it seems like we're getting some pretty decent figures as rewards. Whereas before you had as a reward, Magikarp and Gyarados. And that was kind of really the only viable figures that we had received from free boosters or from free events. So whether it be Gym Cup or team event or whatever have you, the kind of the meme was, if it was a free figure it wasn't going to be good at all. But it seems like with the last few events that we've had where there has been a figure as the reward, they've been pretty decent. If you think about Shiny Rayquaza, I don't think it's great, but it definitely will help you against an Ultra Beast deck. And now we have Rotom, and let's take a closer look at the Rotom. It's Rotom, not Rotom. It's motor backwards. How about that? So Rotom, if we look at it, it is an electric ghost type with the ability of Infiltrator, which is what Shuppet has. On the field, this Pokemon can pass through other Pokemon. Now, what makes this so good is look at all of the non-white. So with Shuppet, the wheel is primarily 10 attack white with a Will-O-Wisp and a Miss. But this has a lot more going on. We have a 20 wheel slice of Sphere Trick, which is what people thought Shiny Rayquaza was going to have. If any Sphere Plates have been used on the battle opponent, then this Pokemon also gains those effects until the end of the duel. Now, I wouldn't be counting on this to really ever happen. People use Sphere Plates, not a lot, but then, you have to get matched up against one of those figures. So A, it has to be on the board. B, you actually have to roll your 1-star purple into that figure and not lose to either a higher star or a gold or a dodge in order for it to happen. So it's kind of like a nice surprise if it happens, but I would never use this figure trying to get that. Hope that makes sense. We have 2 dodge slices at level 1. They're going to be 4 each. You have a 40 wheel slice of 10 discharge. And then you're going to have a 20 wheel slice of Thunder Wave. The battle opponent becomes paralyzed, a 2-star purple. And then you're going to have 8 miss. I leveled mine up to level 5. And as you can see, I put it into the dodge to the right of discharge. And the reason why I did that is because if I'm using this figure, A, I want it to survive. And I think increasing the dodge helps with survivability. On top of that, the reason why I didn't do the other dodge is because if I become confused, I'd rather have the greater chance of landing the bigger dodge and sliding into Thunder Wave, which I have a better chance of surviving, than I want the dodge that rolls over into the really small 10 discharge attack. It's an annoying figure. How about that? If you're going up against this figure, Coco's going to handle it fairly easily, but then that's relying on your opponent's Coco, specifically targeting out this Rotom. And I feel like that's what most people will do. But at the same time, it does have more survivability than, say, back in the old days when Shuppet, you could take your Mew and you were basically going to knock out Shuppet with Mew. This one is going to have better survivability than that, although Mew would actually completely destroy this figure. just nobody runs Mew anymore. We also picked up Frost Rotom. This is an electric ice type with the ability of freeze tag. If this Pokemon is on the field and not affected by a special condition, opposing ice type Pokemon next to your ice type Pokemon gain -1 MP. This effect does not stack. That could actually be pretty beneficial. That is like Xerneas, where a 3 MP figure next to Xerneas for your opponent only has 2. And your 1 MP figures have 2 movement points. Maybe 1 and 2 MP figures gain 1 movement point, but I think it's just the 1 MP. But this works for all figures. So you could effectively drop Frost Rotom onto one of those inner corners, and it's going to make your opponent take 2 turns to try to get to your goalie. Could be useful. Could be useful. If we go on and look at the wheel, mine is level 5. You're going to have 8 miss initially, and then a 4 miss section. You have a 16 wheel size of Revert. This Pokemon can change form to one of your Rotom. Now we only have the 2, but there are more coming. I want to say there were 5 or 6 different Rotom forms. And so that could be, and I imagine they're all going to have this Revert ability. It just seems like what's going to happen. A 24 wheel slice of Discharge 50, a 12 wheel slice of Revert, a 4 miss, and then 36 wheel slice of Blizzard for 90. If this Pokemon is knocked out, all adjacent Pokemon become frozen. Pretty good synergy there with like an Avalugg, or with even your Kyurems. I did forget to tell you, on Frost Rotom, I actually leveled up the Revert that leads over into the Discharge, because again, if it gets confused, I don't want my figure rolling over into Miss. You could make a case for leveling up Blizzard. That is a pretty nice after effect to freeze all adjacent Pokemon. Again, I did it simply for survivability. But you could make a case. If you went and uploaded Blizzard, or leveled up Blizzard, that's going to give him a 120 attack with Coke on the board, and there's not really anything wrong with that either. As you can see, I have not used this figure, so I reserve the right to go ahead and change my mind on that, but that is what I leveled up. I really don't know anything about the deck that I threw together. It's got Kyurem, it's got Articuno, Suicune, obviously ice. It's an ice deck. We have the Rotom with the Frost. I have my Eevee into Glaceon, and then I have Bergmite. Just looking to freeze your opponent, and then either not allow them to be untagged or banish them is what we're going for here. Max Revive, Double Chance, Scoop Up, Never Melt Ice, and a Refrigerator. I think you could ditch the Never Melt Ice. Choose one of your ice type Pokemon on the field. While that Pokemon is on the field, it deals plus 20 damage. You know, I don't know that you need that. I think you could do without. In fact, I think I'd rather have another Double Chance. The strat with this is, if you ice something, you can get your Suicune, you can either scoop up your Suicune, bring it back over to go for the banish, or if your Suicune leaves the ice effect when it gets knocked out, you can pull it back out with a Max Revive and attack. So that is what we are going to try to do. And you know, with these videos, you don't really ever know exactly what you're going to get. But that's what we're going to try to do. And here we go. We're going up against a kind of an old school Psychic deck here with Gengar, Mega Gengar. I am surprised that even after all of these months, I still see a ton of Koko Mega Gengar Rush decks. They don't all use it like that, but I see a large majority, like it is as prevalent as any other deck with Koko and Gengar with Mega Gengar doing the rush. It is as prevalent as I see any other deck in this game, even after all of this time. Now I will say the one thing about this, let's just bring Eevee down here. One thing about this deck is you do not have a fairy type built into it. So that makes Koko a bit of an issue. And this could be even a bigger issue if... Take that, Koko. I'm not even going to lie. That was freaking awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to be aggressive with my Rotom. Like I said, it is pesky to knock out. That doesn't mean I won't roll my 10 on the first attack and then it's bye-bye Rotom. But it's not a foregone conclusion that you're going to knock it out either. I'm going to continue to apply pressure. Let's look at my opponent's plates. X-Speed, Double Chance, Hurdle, Gold Block, and Mega Gengar. So he wants to play it safe. I'm actually going to... I'm going to drop Bergmite out here. Bergmite's kind of my suicider. That 40 Ice Fang is going to freeze my opponent. And then Double Edge is also going to freeze my opponent. And I think I want to bring Articuno back onto the back line. Even with the new buff to the 130, I still say Ice Charge is the way to go on this. That was a solid miss roll there, by the way. I don't ever use Bergmite. So, it is what it is. We will throw Kyurem out here. And now he's going to need to do something behind his Blaziken. And he's going to opt for Gengar. I'm actually going to just cover my goal here, because if he goes Mega Gengar, I don't want him trapping both of my figures. I'm going to take my Suicune out to the corner here. And he's just going to come down with his Deoxys attack form. I can actually maybe cover Dio. Yeah, if I roll the big guy there. What do I want to do? I'm just going to move up one here. I'm kind of stuck in no man's land here because my opponent has too many figures that hit too hard, if that makes sense. And, you know what? I'm just going to go sit right on top of their goalie here. Let's see what that gets me. I wish I had a hurdle jump right now. See what my opponent wants to do here. Let's go down and attack my Suicune, which is okay. Now if we can not roll Hydro Pump, we're good. We want either the Ice Beam or Sheer Cold. Oh man. You just can't win for losing sometimes. That's going to be pretty irrelevant. We're going to go this entire game, and the only roll we are going to win is going to be knocking out Koko there at the beginning, because that's just the way it's going to go. I don't know why, but that's the way I foresee this game going. Basically, with DOA, Blaziken, and Mega Gengar, my opponent has too much firepower. Seriously? And that's going to be game right there. There's nothing I can do at that point. There is nothing that we can do. That was pretty ridiculous. And there, right there, that kind of shows. And Rotom did nothing. So, what you gonna do? That right there shows why I don't like ice decks. You are 100% reliant on them icing figures when they get knocked out. And if you roll miss, you miss the opportunity to ice a figure. And as you saw, none of my figures rolled in ice move except for Kyurem. But by that point, my opponent was all set up, easy to unfreeze him. What do we have here? Oh, so I get my Rotom mask. So we will take that. And I will say, there are better builds of ice decks. You could do the Avlug and the 3 Bergmites and the Rotom. The problem for me with those decks, and ice in general, they are basically built around stalling out your opponent. So you're relying on your opponent to do all the attacking, and you're just going to hang back and let them attack into you. Another Deoxys attack form, and a Mew, and another Blaziken. 3 figures I haven't seen in a while, and now I get back-to-back decks with them. But what I was saying about the ice decks is they primarily rely on you waiting back, your opponent attacking into you, and then I went the wrong way on there. And then when you get the freeze, then doing something about it. Really? My opponent has 4 double chance plates? And as I said, I opened up going the wrong way. Another miss. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring Kyurem out. Actually, who has more white? Yeah, Kyurem has more white. If he rolls melee or dodge, it's GG. If I roll purple, it's a good game. Or if we just flat out knock him out. Let's hope we can knock out more than just Coco in this game. So my opponent is going hyper aggressive. We'll jump over there. He probably has hurdle jump, and he does. Which is fine. He's going to hurdle jump into the corner. We are just going to long throw to block him off. And he doesn't have another hurdle jump. I think anytime you see your opponent has 4 double chance plates, I think it's pretty safe to assume that they're going to be attacking any chance that they can, early and often. And one thing I do want to be cautious of is my opponent does have Virizion. And I do want to be careful of the Virizion cheese. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to park right here and hope he doesn't double chance a 3-star purple. Because I know he's going to double chance, like that's a foregone conclusion. Okay, we survived 1. We did not survive the other. I can't get there. So that is a bummer. He's too far down for me to get to keep him from being able to unfreeze his figure. And since he brought Virizion on the board, I'm not going to... I'm actually going to go here first. I don't know what good that did. And then I'm going to go here. And then he's probably going to jump over here, which he did not. So let's max revive. He's going to double chance. No. Alright. So we're going to get rid of Blaziken. This would be nice to freeze him. Double Edge would be nice. And just anything but miss or whatever that... Is it 50? Double Edge is fine. I'm totally cool with that. Actually going to hop over here. And then we're going to go aggressive. Kind of give him a taste of his own medicine there. And let's take back over his entry point. We're going to bring our Suicune. My opponent's playing fast and loose, as they like to say. And that was no good at all. Like, no good in any way, shape, or form. Definitely going to double chance here because I cannot afford to get knocked out. And both my wide attacks, here Hydro Pump is fine. It's a good thing it's fine because that's exactly what we're going to roll. And this, to me, this is what Rotom kind of does. Is it takes over the entry point and then it just kind of hangs out and stalls out there. We will end that turn there. I could use my Refrigerate plate, and here's how you change your forms, for those of you who don't know, is you're going to take Refrigerate, and then you're going to tap on Rotom. And now, you get the chance to move. I'm going to come over here. And that should, yeah, so now Deoxys attack form is only 1 MP. So now he has to attack something, somewhere. And I've never spun Revert. A miss. Oh my gosh. If we could have gotten the ice move there, we would have had the chance to banish him with Suicune. But no, we rolled the miss, which you guys totally expect when it comes to a fodder video. You come for the misses. You stay for the information. How about that? That's my new slogan. Poke fodder videos. Come for the misses, but stay for the information. That was really unfortunate. We had a great opportunity to roll Blizzard, and just didn't happen. See if we can avoid Jet Kick into purple again this game. The only good thing here is he's stuck in that loop of I can keep bringing out a figure. We'll just go here. My opponent is just going to attack non-stop. That is unbelievable how that keeps happening. Like, that shouldn't happen once, much less twice. And then, so we're gonna go 0 for 2 because I am not getting. There is no such thing as a clutch roll right now in this game for me. Everything is jet kick into purples and then take over entry point, or block off my goal, or roll glaciate and nobody gets -1 MP marker put on them. Finally. So what we're going to need to do is we're really going to need to ice Deoxys attack form here. You know, double chance. Again, because I just really can't afford to not have something positive happen here. Glaciate is not positive. That's garbage. Okay, I can deal with this. He's probably going to respin me. Kind of risky because I could roll the 50 or the 150. Okay. And I still, out of all my figures, I still don't have Suicune available to bring out. So Articuno is going to have to survive at least one roll. And you know what? Bergmite would have been better to bring out there, because that would have meant that he could not. I should have done Bergmite first, because that would have meant that he can't get his figure unfrozen. We're going to try to put on a little bit of pressure here. I need you to survive. Of course not. I'm going to force him to use his goal block here. Is what's happening. And then I'm going to bring Suicune out and attack. I didn't forget about that, but I wanted to make him burn his plate. So I'm going to come out here, and now I'm going to attack. Do you guys expect anything different? Like, honestly, when you saw me doing that, it's like, oh, this is set up perfect for the banish. Did you expect anything other than that to happen? If you said yes, you're a liar, because everybody knew what was going to happen there. Maybe this is what I need to do to stay above 3,500 consistently, is attack every turn. That's actually really nice. We're going to freeze him. I wish I had a swap spot right now, because that'd be awesome to put Bergmite next to the frozen figure, although he can tap him out with Tapu Koko here. I think my next move is going to be put Glaceon right here next to him. Now if Articuno gets knocked out, that's game over. Another miss. Out of everything that I could have rolled right there, like, that is what we go with. It's been one of those games. It's been two of those games, actually. Alright, there's a fortunate roll. Again, Hydro Pump. Maybe it's too early for my Ice Mons to be awake. Who has the better chance here? We're gonna go this route. All right. My Suicune found his Sheer Cold. We're gonna close off that. Another Hydro Pump. Like, they are the same size. And Ice Beam does not ever roll. We could go with Fly Cheese. We could go with Ice Beam. Like, we have a lot of options here. As long as my opponent doesn't throw the Cyclone Kick into us. Jet Kick is perfect. So now we're most likely going to be doing the 150 damage. I'm going to take my chances. That is beautiful. All right, Glaceon. Here it is for you to survive one roll. And you win. After all of those rolls that I've had. Okay. No. No, no, no. All right, Dimensional Slip. That's what we're looking for here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now he's gonna re-roll me. I have to avoid like the 20% of dodge and miss. You've got to be kidding me. That is beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. Let's look at this real quick. 1620. A 1 in 5 chance of that happening. And again, like, which one of you watching here knew that that was going to happen? And all of you are going to raise your hands because everybody knew that just with the way that all these rolls went for the entire 2 games, really, you just knew that there was no way I wasn't going to get respun into dodge. When 80% of your wheel is game over, you win. Of course, Fodder's going to roll part of the 20% that causes him to lose. Anyway, there you go. I don't even know that was a great feature on Rotom. It's early. There will be more forms of Rotom, and then I think you can get all kinds of shenanigans going. But you saw a little bit of everything. You saw the ability to take over the entry points. You saw the limiting the opponent to -1 MP. You know, it rolled miss, so you saw it fit in with the rest of my deck. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's too early? Is the jury still out on Rotom? Are you using Rotom and do you like it? And what's your favorite form? That's what I want to know in the comments below. And until next time.